I really like pork and cabbage and carrots done in a crock pot. Problem with that is that it takes many hours in a crock pot. I have discovered a way to make pork and cabbage and carrots in about 15 minutes. Stay tuned. Well, hey everybody, I'm Bill with Live Simple, Live Free. And like I said, I have discovered how I can make pork and cabbage and carrots in about 15 minutes using Thrive Life freeze-dried foods. But before I get into that, let me take just a second to tell you about the Black Friday sale. This is November. Black Friday sale is coming up. Now, they haven't not yet given us any of the details, so I can't tell you any of the details, but it usually starts a couple days before Thanksgiving, usually goes through the Thanksgiving weekend, the Black Friday weekend. I just wanted you to be aware of it, and as soon as I get the details of exactly when it is and how much the discount is and that sort of thing, I'll do a separate video and be sure to let you know. Now, to make this meal, I'm going to be using everything Thrive Life freeze-dried except for the cabbage, and that's because Thrive Life doesn't have freeze-dried cabbage. So I'm actually going to make it in a pot on the stove, and I could buy a head of cabbage and grate it, or I could cheat and use pre-grated cabbage for coleslaw. So that's what I'm going to use. And then I have just a couple of cans of freeze-dried food here from Thrive Life that I'll be using. So the first thing I'm going to do is just pour in the cabbage, the whole bag. And then this is Thrive Life pulled pork, freeze-dried pulled pork. I have less than half a can left, so I'm going to go ahead and pour that in. This pork is wonderful. When it refreshes, it's pulled pork that is so tender, it tastes like it's been in a crock pot for 24 hours. And then some carrots. Thrive Life carrots. Now, these are not freeze-dried. These are dehydrated, and as you can see, they're very small. They are dehydrated because you can freeze-dry carrots and they taste the same, and they have the same nutrients, but for some reason when you freeze dry them, they turn white. And nobody likes to eat white carrots, so that's why these are dehydrated. This is the only product that Thrive now has that's actually dehydrated. So I'm just going to pour some in. You can see that I don't have any kind of specific measurements. I just kind of pour it in until it looks right. And then I like some onions. Now, Thrive has two different kinds of onions. You can use whichever one you want. This is the sliced onions. As you can see, it's sliced onions. It's just slices like that. But in this, I like to use what's called chopped onions. Sorry, the paper got ripped off of this, but as you can see, the chopped onions are much smaller. And I just like to throw some of that in there till it looks about right. And that's it. Now I'm going to fill it with water and bring it to a boil and let it simmer, and then put it in a few spices and I'll be done. So I've just added water. I'll bring it to a boil and then reduce it and let it simmer for a few minutes. Already you can see these big chunks of pulled pork. Already it's soft, and it's only been in the water a couple minutes. See how it pulls apart? It's really wonderful, juicy, soft, luscious, wonderful pork. Do you get the sense that I like the pulled pork from Thrive Life? So let me bring that to a boil and then we'll go from there. Now I've brought it to a boil and then I've reduced the heat, so it's just going to simmer for a few minutes. And I'm going to add some chicken bouillon. Thrive doesn't have pork bouillon, but have you ever heard of pork bouillon? So they have chicken and beef, so I'm using chicken. It's a powder, just kind of spread some in there. And once again, it's just to taste. I'm not telling you exactly how much to use. And then some of my own garlic powder. And that's all there is to it. Now I'll let this simmer for a few more minutes and it'll be ready to go. Now this is perfect to eat just like this as a pork and cabbage soup, or you can pour it over something like potatoes or rice. And in that case, then you would just take it like this, drain the liquid off, and then pour it over your potatoes or your rice. Now I need to talk about the pulled pork for just a minute. I love this stuff, but all of the other Thrive freeze-dried meats, they've got 3 or 4 different kinds of beef, several different kinds of chicken. All of that has 25-year shelf life unopened and a 1-year shelf life after you open it. But the pulled pork has a 25-year shelf life before you open it, but after you open it, it only has a 2-week shelf life. Just 2 weeks, that's it. I'm told that it's because of the type of fat that's found in here. If you don't use it within a couple weeks, it'll go rancid. So, the pulled pork also comes in, this is a family can, this is a pantry can. It also comes in a family can, but we generally get it in the pantry can so we can use it up faster and we don't have that problem. If we don't use it in 2 weeks, all we have to do is just throw it in the freezer. I just take the can just like it is, throw it in the freezer, and it'll stay there forever. And then when you're ready to use it, you just dump it into the pot. The stuff that I just poured in here was frozen. So just put it in the freezer after you open it, and you're good to go. I also want to talk about the carrots and the chicken bouillon. Yeah, carrots, chicken bouillon. Both of these are what is called limited time items. That means that they're not always in stock. They'll do a production run, put it on the shelf, and then once it's out of stock, then it's out of stock, and they won't do another production run for a couple of months. They have not been discontinued, they only do it limited time. So that means that when it's in stock, you need to stock up on it if that's something that you like. So it just so happens that the carrots, which are a limited time, are in stock right now. And not only that, but this is November of 2022, and they are part of the November specials. So you can actually get the carrots right now during the month of November for 20% off. Now you're only eligible to take advantage of the monthly specials if you're on the delivery service, which the delivery service then gives you free shipping on any order over $100, and shipping is usually 12%, so there's a big savings there as well. The chicken bouillon is also one that's it's a limited item. Unfortunately, that's not in stock right now. It may be coming back in soon, I don't know. So if you're going to make this, you just have to use some of your own bouillon. But what I recommend, if you like some of the things in the limited items, is that every time you're going to place an order, you go to the limited items category first to see if there's anything in there that you like. Got to turn the meat down, the food down, to see if there's anything there that you like, so you can stock up on it, because you know that once it goes out of stock, it'll be out of stock for a few months. So do that first, and then you can go to the regular shop section and get everything else that you want. Now I also want to talk about what's in here. Basically nothing except the item itself. Carrots. Ingredients. Carrots. That's it. Nothing else. No preservatives, no MSG, nothing like that. No salt in most items. There are a few of the meats that have some salt just for flavoring, but not much. Like the pulled pork has salt in it, but it's 340 milligrams per serving, which is only 15% of the daily allowance. So unless you're on a very extremely serious salt reduction diet, the salt in the meat is not a problem. So most Thrive Life products have a 25-year shelf life if you don't open it. And then most products have, after you open it, have a 1-year shelf life without refrigeration. So that makes it absolutely wonderful for long-term storage. And in these uncertain times that we're in right now, that's really important. And with the cost of groceries going up almost every week at Walmart, you buy this now and you can have it for years to come, and the price isn't going to go up. So that's a great thing. It's also great for everyday cooking. Elizabeth and I use it in probably 50 or 60% of our cooking on a daily basis. Like this meal. The only thing we bought for this at the store was cabbage. Everything else was from our Thrive Life food supply. The best way, the cheapest way to buy Thrive is through the monthly delivery service. It is an automated monthly service, and when you do that, you get 15% off of all pricing right across the board. Plus, you get, as I already mentioned, you get free shipping on any order over $100. And shipping is 12%, and you're saving 15% on the prices. So you'll actually save 27% when you join the delivery service. How cool is that? Now, the delivery service, you have complete control. You can change the items that you want to get every month. You can change the delivery date. You can skip a couple months if you want. You can order more than once a month if you want. And you can cancel at any time. There's no obligation. Now, Thrive Life also has mashed potatoes. You just bring water to a boil and you pour in the powder according to the directions on the back of the can. And then whisk it in. This is basically the same as like instant potatoes that you get from the grocery store, but I think these taste a lot better. But the other big difference is that the stuff that you buy at the grocery store has like a 1-year shelf life, and this has 25 years. So it's very much more suited to long-term storage. So now I'm just going to take some of the mashed potatoes, put it on the plate. And then, like I said, this is very wonderful pork and cabbage soup if you want to eat it that way. Or you can just drain it with a spoon and put it on top of mashed potatoes. This is very fast and easy. What did it take me? 3 or 4 minutes to put it together, and then just wait until it boiled and it was ready. That's basically it right there.
Marvelous, hon. Thank you so much.
Yep. So you can see how fast and easy it is to cook with Thrive, and it's wonderful. You know, Thrive Life has basically an entire grocery store of freeze-dried food, and the cool thing is they do have some meals where you just buy the meal, you just pour in the water, and it's done. Mm-hmm. But the cool thing is that most of their things are individual cans, like a can of peas, mm-hmm. can of pulled pork. So you can use it to cook all of your own favorite recipes. You're not locked into eating something that somebody else has cooked for you.
Or something that you can't eat because you can't have gluten or something like that.
Yeah, dietary restrictions.
Right.
So, anyway.
Well, thanks for cooking this,
absolutely. Hon. So, we're going to eat. Excuse us. Thanks for watching.
Live simple.
Live free. You be blessed.
Yes. We love you guys. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.
Deanne Keene says, that dinner looks so delicious. I'll try to make it using all fresh ingredients because I can't get Thrive in Australia. That's right, unfortunately Thrive is only available right now in the United States and Canada, though Thrive is working on that. Then she goes on to say, Bill, after you show the contents of what's in Thrive, I checked the contents of freeze-dried foods that I could get here. Lots of things added. Most had numbers after them. Yeah, you know, many other freeze-dried food companies have all kinds of other stuff added in their products, and I don't know why. Thrive has nothing but the product itself, no other added ingredients. And Holly Dolly says, Bill and Elizabeth, I received my order from Thrive, and I'm starting to use some of it, and I absolutely love the convenience of it. There are too many good things to mention about this product.